Hi everyone, welcome back to my art journaling channel. This is Michelle and we are on day 7 of the Art by Marlene Advent Challenge. So today we got this cute little owl stencil and I really love the flower and that burst at the top of the owl's head. So I thought I would like to try and incorporate those into a page more than the owl. I did use the owl on the tag that I made, but I do struggle with animal pictures, so I thought I'm rather not going to try and do the owl again because I wasn't super happy with that tag. So first I'm covering my whole little page with my Amsterdam acrylic paint. I chose white and I'm just covering it up because I had some spillage from other pages and I wanted to cover that up. I wanted a nice crisp black and white line at the end. You'll see what I mean. And I finally got my hands on Art by Marlene paints and I'm using those today in a rainbow color. So I've got Ho Ho Ho. I think the orange is called Hot Curry. The yellow that I used is Cheddar maybe. Then I mixed Envy and Kermit together, Mermaid, Fuchsia, and Happy. Or no, sorry, maybe it's Ballet. Sorry, I think it's Ballet. So I'm just starting. I've chosen this big flower and I'm just going to do a rainbow of flowers. I started using the lighter color first because I've got one sponge. I do have more sponges, but I just had this one out on my desk. So I'm just building up the colors from dark to light, so I don't have to keep washing my sponge in between. The red one smudged a little bit, so I've just done an extra red one. And you'll see off screen I'm actually cleaning my sponge, so I'm just dabbing it off onto a cloth to get the excess paint off, and then I'm also just wiping my stencil in between in case there's any seepage underneath. So that's my cute little rainbow flowers. And just quickly cleaning up my stamp block. And then I'm going to go in with some coloring pencils and I'm just going to darken up the centers of each of the flowers just to add a little bit of dimension and shadowing. So it's not very obvious, but you can actually see a difference. So on the yellow one I used an orange, and on the orange one I used a red. And then from there on it was more tone on tone. The set of pencils, I think it's only like a 24-piece set, so there's not a lot of color to choose from, but for doing this it works. I'm gonna make all the centers of the flowers black, and now I'm going to outline each of the petals. So the reason I'm doing this is to try and connect the petals together. Because it's a stencil, the petals aren't connected. There is a white space in between them. And obviously when I put my flowers down, I would like for them to look like a whole flower and not like a stenciled flower. So I'm just scribbling around each of the petals and I'm going over multiple times to make it look scribbly on purpose. The reason for doing this is obviously to make it look scribbly, but also if I had made a mistake with my line, it would be very obvious when I look at it. So now if I had a wonky line, it's hiding that wonky mistake that I could have maybe made. And then in the centers, I'm doing white dots. I always think a black and white dot brings a page to life. And I'm going to cut around all of my flowers. So I'm cutting on the most outer edge of my lines that I've made there. So there's still a little bit of white space in between the lines that I did. But I really like the way it looks. Just adds a little bit of brightness to my petals. Okay, onto the page. I've got my owl stencil and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make this work and if it's going to work. I'm just double checking the direction that the lines have to go and kind of placing my flowers down. And then I'm going in with some of Marlene's pitch paint, that's the black one. And I'm just initially stenciling in the lines, so I've got a guide there, and I'm going to fill those lines in with my hand just by using a paintbrush. I started off this way, and then I decided, let me move to a paint pen and also use a ruler. So normally I'm not very precise with what I do. I kind of just eyeball things, but I thought with this kind of starburst look, you want the lines to be kind of in line. So I don't mind if they are wonky at all, but I do want the spacing in between to be I guess even, I guess, for lack of a better word. I'm sure you know what I mean. And then the spaces I'm filling in with black paint. So for this, I use my Amsterdam acrylic paint, the black one. I'm feeling very precious about my Marlene paints. So I thought, oh, maybe doing black and white lines this much is maybe going to waste my paint. Not that I think that paint is ever wasted when you use it, but I have a full tube of the black Amsterdam acrylic, so I figured I would use that one instead. Okay, and I'm going to start placing my flowers on top. I love how that looks. And I'm putting just a little dot of glue in the center of each flower. So I'm not doing all the going out to the petals all the way, because I still want to be able to tuck the flowers underneath each other and over the top of each other. And when you look at the page close up, there's actually some dimension with the petals because they're not stuck down completely. And I'm back to my sticky quotes that we got, I think, on the day 2 or day 3 maybe, I'm not sure. And I'm just going to put my quotes down. I really want to try and use these quotes so they don't land up sitting in my drawer for ages and ages. We got them to use them, so I'm going to use them. Okay, so I popped them back into my page, into my book, and I thought they were hanging over too much. I didn't want to cut the petals, so I'm just moving all of them in. And that's it for this page. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I really love hearing from you. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.